You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us this Monday evening. I'm Ken Bufa. Some lost their freedom, a portion of their lives, and taxpayers were forced to foot the multi-million-dollar bill. Our Tom Mayer takes a look at the cost of police misconduct in this Newsday investigation.
Ask the defendant, Martin Tankliff, as to count 2, murder, second degree. Guilty.
This is the house where Suffolk police said then-teenager Martin Tankliff murdered his parents. He was convicted and spent 17 years behind bars.
Suffolk County law enforcement essentially destroyed my life.
Tankliff claims Suffolk detectives forced him to confess. After many years of appeals, he won his freedom and later a $13 million check to settle his claim of wrongful prosecution.
You know, it may make life a little bit easier, but it doesn't make up for everything you lose.
Tankliff isn't the only one affected. On Long Island, the high cost of law enforcement wrongdoing hurts taxpayers as well. A Newsday investigation discovered Nassau and Suffolk taxpayers have paid out at least $165 million since the year 2000 to settle lawsuits by victims. In January 2018, the Supreme Court upheld a $43 million payment to John Restivo and Dennis Halstead. They each spent 18 years in prison after a Nassau County jury convicted them of murdering 16-year-old Teresa Fusco. DNA tests later proved they didn't do it.
We have had anomalies, and we've paid a big price for it.
In Suffolk, Keith Bush received a $21 million settlement after spending 33 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. Bush said police beat a confession out of him as a teenager.
Yeah, they came and grabbed me from all sides, and they started hitting me upside my head with a foam ball, telling me that you're going to sign this confession.
And then what happened?
Suspect the first time, on behalf of the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office and law enforcement community, I'm sorry.
Suffolk executive Steve Ballone said that these cases were part of a culture of corruption that existed for years in county law enforcement.
We understand that it is effectively a corruption tax that people are forced to pay.
Civil rights attorney Fred Brewington says huge payouts are often kept confidential to avoid public scrutiny.
But the cost of policing where there are wrongful acts that are done, that is an enormous amount of number of dollars that lies below the surface.
For the wrongfully convicted like Martin Tankliff, money can never make up for what was lost.
I'm going to get out, I'm going to become a lawyer and make a change in the system.
In 2014, Tankliff graduated from Touro Law School, passed the bar exam, and is now an attorney who works on lawsuits alleging law enforcement wrongdoing.
So who better to come out of prison, go on to law school, become an attorney, teach a class on wrongful convictions than somebody like me?
For Newsday TV, I'm Thomas Mayer.
Now for more on the cost of police misconduct, go to Newsday.com and click Get More under the Newsday TV video box. Now only in Newsday, a former racehorse trainer from Elmont is now spending 30 years in prison. Dan Mullen was sentenced to the max today after pleading guilty last year to child pornography and sexual exploitation charges. Prosecutors say a large portion of the massive trove of child porn was found in the 84-year-old's home and also in a storage unit. Some evidence even depicted Mullen engaged in sexual acts with a boy. Mullen was an assistant trainer of legendary Triple Crown winner Secretariat. And it's only been open for 2 months, but a skate park in Brentwood has already been vandalized.
Sadly, I'm appalled. This is graffiti. This is vandalism. It's an ugly act. And make no mistake, it is a criminal act.
Several ramps in the skate park at Roberto Clemente Park were tagged up last week. As Newsday has reported, the skate park was opened in March as part of a multi-million-dollar renovation and cleanup project at the park. Officials say the park is still open but will need to be closed when the graffiti is removed. And a Wyandanch mom is suing after her son was severely injured during a school field day event. And as Newsday has reported, an inflatable slide with 14 kids on it tipped over at Wyandanch Park last June. Now, according to court papers, Karen Maldonado's 7-year-old son suffered a fractured hip and femur and a concussion requiring a number of surgeries. The Wyandanch School District, 2 PTA groups, and a party rental company have all been named in civil suits filed by Maldonado. And foul play on the East End, leading to a feathered friend making a very kind donation. NewsdayTV's Cecilia Dowd explains.
Today there's such a joy. It's such a blessing. It's a new duck. It is the big duck, but it's a newer picture, and the picture indicates more sun, where the other one was more trees. So it's brightness. It's new beginnings.
A not so welcome theft in February left Flanders without one of its staple signs bearing an image of its iconic big duck.
It's a violation. It feels very violated when someone comes in your community and steals something that you worked so hard to get.
It was just like, why'd you take this from us? This is us saying welcome to our area.
It was a sad loss for the community, and it's a very expensive sign to replace.
The spot at County Road 104 and Pleasure Drive is no longer vacant after insurance company Aflac heard about what happened and swooped in to help. The company donated this replacement sign. Here to celebrate the new Big Duck sign is a real-life duck, Aflac.
When we saw that it was Flanders and here in Long Island, especially the home of the Big Duck, the Aflac duck wanted to help out the Big Duck and help replace the sign and do the right thing by the community.
It means a lot because this is our community. This is something that we're proud of, to have our signs.
Meantime, anyone with information on the stolen sign is urged to call Suffolk Crime Stoppers at 1-800-220-TIPS. Reporting from Flanders, Cecilia Dowd for Newsday TV.
All right, stop signs were installed at a dangerous intersection in Blue Point.
There's so much traffic down here, especially in the summer, that the cars really go down Middle Road very fast. So it slows everybody down a little bit. So it's good. I think it's good. There's always a lot of accidents. I live up the street. I've seen a lot of accidents here without the stop sign. So hopefully that'll help.
Signs were installed last month on the east and westbound lanes of Middle Road at Corey Avenue. Officials say there were 26 crashes at that location just last year. Traffic at the intersection increases in the summer because it leads to the beach, marinas, and the popular seasonal eatery Flo's Lunch and Inn. Voters across the island are heading to the polls tomorrow for the annual school budget vote, which is traditionally the biggest portion of your property tax bill. But this year, many homeowners may see smaller than usual increases, and here's why. Overall, the state increased school aid by more than $770 million. The result? Many districts are keeping tax increases down. The average proposed increase across the island is less than 2%. That extra money is also allowing some districts to even propose tax cuts. The most dramatic example, the William Floyd district.
Is cutting back on taxes next year on its tax levy, that is total collections, by more than 17%. And the district says that for the average homeowner in William Floyd, this will mean an annual savings of about $1,000. So that's a pretty good chunk of change.
If their budgets are approved, the increase in state aid would allow many underfunded districts to make improvements, including adding teachers, expanding course options, and improving their campuses.
It's helping them to catch up with the richer districts in things like paying adequate salaries to recruit teachers. That's a real plus. It allows them to buy technology for students that they'd never been able to afford before. They can improve their sports facilities. A lot of schools are putting in turf fields.
For more on how the increase in school aid could affect your district and a look at our complete voter guide, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Billy Joel is moving out. The Long Island singer is selling his Center Island estate. Now, the Piano Man listed his 26-acre waterfront home called Middle C for $49 million. The 74-year-old bought the estate for $22.5 million in 2002. So he's making out all right. So let's take a look at your Long Island weather, shall we? Tonight, we have partly cloudy skies with temps in the mid-50s. And tomorrow, we are mostly sunny with some wind. Taking a closer look at tomorrow, looks like temps will be in the mid-70s with that wind moving in during the later hours.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can. High School Sports is sponsored by PC Richard & Son.
Long Islanders honored their mothers yesterday, and some local student athletes honored their heroes with heartfelt letters. Our Carissa Kelman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
You told me to not look at things like they're impossible, but to find a way to overcome them.
For the past 10 years, Newsday has asked athletes to write Mother's Day letters to express their appreciation.
You are my hero. I love you.
Melissa is no ordinary parent or fan. She's been training Sebastian here at the Regis's Martial Arts School since he was just 3 years old.
They've been training with me my whole life, so they know what the work I've been putting in.
I'm always like, tap, tap. He's like, I didn't hear you, you know? It makes life a lot of fun. That's the thing. You have to have fun. It's been so fun raising him, right?
I definitely want to make them proud every time I go out there, so that's like a added thing. Every time I win, I'm glad I made them proud.
Holy Trinity's Cassie Samuda says her role model is her mother, Michelle.
You inspire me every day, and I hope to grow up to be just like you. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I think she taught me how to be extroverted and speak up for myself. And so now, like on the teams that I'm on, I kind of take on a leadership role because she taught me to use my voice.
I'm very proud. I couldn't ask for anything more. She's really worked really hard to be where she is today.
And with her mother Jennifer's support, Sophia Laspina of Mepham took on a tackle football career with the boys.
You have always made me feel like I could do anything and be anything I wanted, and I'm so grateful for that. Happy Mother's Day. I love you so much.
Proud of her. I'm proud of all my kids. It's not an easy road doing it as a single parent, but I'm grateful that I'm their mom.
Carissa Kelman for Newsday TV.
And everyone loves Mom Dove. Now for Mother's Day and more letters like this, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Maybe concerts, sporting events. If you're going into a large venue, a Long Island mom has a line of bags you're going to want to bring with you before you head to the stadium. Our Lisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
They're see-through bags that are selling out across the country, along with a huge selection of straps.
There are so many straps to choose from. How do you choose?
Be Clear handbags are made by Mom Joey Bowen.
Be Clear handbags are clear, stadium-approved, concert-approved handbags.
The Bethpage mom and former jewelry designer started her company after her divorce.
I really just kind of listen to that inner voice, like what your calling is. What do you like to do, you know? And accessories has always been my thing. It just has, and I love to mix color and pattern and shapes. So that seemed to be a natural fit for me.
Okay, so you started with this bag.
Yes, I did.
Now 3 years later.
Oh my goodness, we have totes, we have a littler tote, we have our Maxwell, which the top stays open so you can keep water bottle when you go. We have our Dior shape. There's just so many.
So many shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
On her website, you select a bag style, a strap, and accessories, and build your own bag.
Okay, so the idea is that you buy your bag and then you could select your strap.
And it's so easy. You're just gonna clip these off and you have a whole
new bag.
Whole new bag.
Her beaded straps are popular on college campuses and at sporting events.
It's just a way to express your personality, so you really make it your own. That's part of our logo. Be creative, be fun, be trendy, be clear, be you.
For Newsday TV, Elisa DiStefano.
It's a pretty good idea, right? Now you can read more about Be Clear handbags on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. We'll leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.